Hey, you're watching Project GTI at MicksGarage.com, and today we're going to show you how to change a wheel bearing on your car. As a general rule of thumb, it's fairly easy to tell whether your wheel bearing's gone or not, because it just makes a massive racket inside the car that gets louder as you go faster. It's kind of like a whining noise. Sometimes you get a vibration in the car as well. You can tell which wheel bearing is gone. Jack the car up, put it on axle stands, feel for play, side to side play in the wheel, and rotate the wheel as well. You might hear kind of a louder noise on one than the other. As a broad generalization, there are two main different types of wheel bearing. One that comes complete with a hub assembly like this. This is just the wheel bearing part in the center, and we can just replace the whole thing in one go, nice and easy. The other type is where you just get the wheel bearings on their own and you have to press them into the hub assembly. That's a little bit more tricky and not something you can probably do at home on the drive or in the garage. You're probably going to need to bring that to a mechanic with a mechanical or hydraulic press. So, stuff you're going to need, axle stands and jack. Obviously you need to support the car safely. You're going to need, for this car, the Golf GTI, you're going to need an M18 XZN spline socket, which is quite a tricky thing to find actually, not that common. Socket set, a couple of spanners, long nose pliers, a huge breaker bar or an impact gun to get the hub nut off. They're normally extremely tight, hammer, cable ties and a hub puller. Right, so let's get cracking. First, we need to take the caliper off the caliper carrier. Support the caliper with cable ties or a bungee so you don't put any stress on the flexible brake hose. And if you need to, undo the caliper carrier bolts, and you can take the top one out, loosen the bottom one and just pivot the carrier down a little bit so you can get the disc out. Remove the hubcap, undo the hub nut. This is going to be tight, so you're going to need a long breaker bar, maybe an impact gun. Use a hub puller to remove the hub and bearing assembly. If you don't have a puller, you may get away with a few well-aimed hammer blows, or it might just come straight off, no problem, like ours did. Make sure the stub axle is clean and carefully fit the new hub assembly. Tighten it up to the specified torque settings for your car. In this case, it's 180 Newton meters plus 180 degrees. Replace the hubcap, the disc and the caliper, tighten the caliper bolts to the correct torque setting, in this case it's 4 Newton meters, and replace the wheel. Don't forget to torque up the wheel bolts once the car is back on the ground, and in this case they're 120 Newton meters. So that's us, job done. It's not too tricky, a little bit mucky though. You need to just take the car for a test drive, make sure everything's okay, make sure the noise is gone, and you're done. Don't forget to give us a like on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, you can follow us on Snapchat now as well, and of course you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.